amazing. He's taking the challenges, one-on-one defense. You know, being able to be physical, use his length, just make guys work. You had a pretty good run, you know, these last 3 games with Kawhi and PG and you know, Pascal Siakam, the whole lineup basically. We were switching a lot of things tonight. So him and Kelly have been amazing in terms of using, you know, their length and inside out, giving their presence and taking on that responsibility, and it's been awesome.
Steph, when the season started, did you think that you guys could win a game in which you shot 2 of 16?
Well, I never thought I'd go 2 of 16, so I never even thought about that.
How much confidence does it give you that you found a way to win, even though you went 2 for 16?
It means obviously we're moving in the right direction. And my offense is, you know, I expect it to be there every night. And, you know, obviously with how teams are defending, you know, night to night, being able to figure that out. But in terms of us just having confidence across the board, no matter who's out there on the floor, I like where we're at right now in terms of, you know, guys stepping up, us staying within ourselves, finding, you know, different ways to execute on that end of the floor. But we don't win a game like this. Forget my shooting. We don't forget a game like this, or we don't win a game like this, you know, without our defense taking strides in the right direction. We all understood that tonight, and definitely, you know, that won us the game with how ugly that second half was on the offensive end.
Steph, was that the most aggressive team? Thanks. Was that the most aggressive team has been against you defensively, and do you anticipate seeing more of that?
No, but they have a personnel that they can switch a lot, and they have a lot of length and speed that even different than the Clippers, just finding ways to try to clog driving lanes and get guys outside the three-point line. I missed some easy ones throughout the game, but they did a great job, you know, setting bodies. And like I said, it's a step in the right direction when, you know, I can get that much attention and, you know, other guys can knock down shots and be aggressive and find their lanes and their opportunities. And, you know, we don't really miss a beat. So it's a really good sign for us.
Hi, Steph. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area Telemundo. What does Fred VanVleet do on defense that the untrained eye wouldn't see on a TV screen? What does he do that's so tough on defense?
I mean, he's just solid, but they have a scheme that he knows he can be aggressive because there's going to be somebody behind him and, you know, another guy, you know, pulling in. And like I said, they have pretty good speed and length across the board. So he knows he can be aggressive on the ball, you know, try to stay body tight. Different scenarios that would work to my advantage. But if you have, you know, a bunch of guys locked in, then, you know, it makes a difference. But again, I think besides a couple missed shots and, you know, whatnot, we got the ball moving pretty well, especially in the first half. And it made them pay for, you know, their aggressiveness. And then the second half, it kind of slowed down a little bit. They got started pressuring and doing a lot of things that kind of made us rush a little bit, but we kind of withstood it. And obviously, you got to take a win, you know, no matter how you can get it.
Is this team getting...
All right, baby boy growing, looking beautiful there. We'll see him back. He coined, of course, Splash Brothers. We're going to talk about the Splash Brothers in just a second here after the Warriors get a big-time win over the Toronto Raptors. Let's hear from Steve Kerr in just a second here. But Damian Lee, the heroics of Damian Lee. We saw the Chicago game, right? The yellow three-pointer there at the top.
You know, 10 games into the season, and he's won 2 games.
Right.
You know, with that three-point shot tonight with free throws. He's got the clutch gene. And he also knows his limitations. You know, he doesn't try and do too much. He's always in the right place on the offensive end. He spaces. And tonight he made a really intelligent play, drew the foul to win the game.
Yeah, he's having a great season so far. You know, 2 game winners already. But what really sticks out is how he plays the game. He plays the game hard. You know, he's doing it on both ends, and he took that shot today with a lot of confidence, like he knew it was going to go in, and then he got to that free throw line, knocked down 2 free throws for his team, and won the game. So he's doing a great job this season so far.
And his shooting is why he's in the game.
Right.
But he really plays hard on the defensive end. He always knows the scout report. He helps on the rebounds. So his effort is incredible on the defensive end, which allows him to stay in the game, to be in the game at the end, to make a nice offensive play.
Right, we talked about the free throws tonight. What about the big corner 3 from Friday night when Curry had that left-handed pass? He is shooting well. He's playing defense well. So congrats to Damian Lee on a nice season.
A terrible moment. I think we all feared just from the way he landed on the floor that it was pretty serious. And so I remember I went out. I think we took a foul, right after the free throws. And, I went out onto the court and told him, I said, Clay, you got to get it checked out. He said, I'm fine, coach, I'm fine. I said, no, go in and let our doctors make sure you're okay. And he said, okay, but I'll be fine. I'll be back. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be back. And that was from a guy with a torn ACL. And, he goes and knocks down the free throws. And then, of course, he hasn't been on the court since for us. And it's just been such a terrible run of luck for Clay. And for a guy who loves to play as much as anybody I've ever met, it's been just awful to witness. So we've been in touch. We've texted quite a bit. He seems to be in pretty good spirits. And I'm excited to see him progress through the rehab and obviously to get him back next season.
And what we all forget is Klay Thompson earlier in that series against the Toronto Raptors has strained his hamstring. Missed one game and came back and played really well. Of course, game 5 with Steph and Klay hitting those 3-pointers late in that game to steal it and send it back to Oracle. And that night, I don't know if he played even better in his career, the way he was shooting a 26-foot bomb. And, of course, that happens there. We were all anticipating the return of Klay Thompson. And, of course, on draft night, tears the Achilles tendon. Really sad, but I just can't wait to see Klay back in the Bay Area, Darrell.
It's so sad. He's one of my favorite players watching. Shoot the ball is so pretty. So we definitely miss him out there. Hate to see guys get injured, but I know it's eating him up in the inside, and I know he's probably putting the work in to get back to the court. And I think he's going to come back even better and stronger.
One of the most unique players we've seen in the history of basketball.
Yes.
His stats are incredible. The 37-point quarter against Sacramento, the 60 points in 29 minutes with 11 dribbles. He's just very unique. As Steve Kerr said, not only does he love the game, he's so great at the game. And he's one of those players that, he's everyone's favorite teammate, as Darrell said, but the opposing team loves him too. There's nothing not to love about Klay Thompson, the way he plays and the way he handles his success. We dearly miss him. But the other thing that Steve said, which I'm really focused on, he will be back.
He will be back. And watching Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant being back with Brooklyn, he could take that away and say, you know what? I'll be all right, and I'll help the team next season here. Let's bring in our Warriors reporter, Kareth Burke here. And we were talking about Steph Curry earlier. I know Kareth has some insight there. Tough game for Steph Curry tonight, Kareth, but the Warriors do get the win. But Curry can't be Superman every night, right?
Exactly. He's not Superman. He's not infallible. He's going to have some off nights. Some credit goes to the Raptors defense here, and every opponent's defense is going to smother Steph Curry. We know that's the game plan. Plus, Steph might have some of those off night shooting as well. So what happens in that situation? The Warriors must get contributions from other players. They got that tonight. All 5 starters were in double-digit scoring. Specifically, you look at 10 from Draymond Green, you look at a dozen from Kelly Oubre. That's important. And then D. Lee and Eric Paschall scoring in double digits off the bench. So when it's not Steph's game, they found scoring from other places. It's going to be essential for these wins. This is the 10th game of the season, and you can already see what the Warriors are learning. It is coming together game by game by game. They've got this little win streak going, but they're learning how the offense is flowing. They're finding a rhythm to the game. They know which teammate likes to shoot from what spot. They're not getting in each other's way so much. So the Raptors, with their good defense, still ran into a Warriors team that is figuring it out, and it's encouraging to think, what is this Warriors team going to look like by game 15 or by game 20? I mean, Bonte, I know you were saying, this one was ugly, but it's also encouraging that on the worst shooting night in Steph's career, the Warriors got a win.
Thanks so much for that, Kev. You're absolutely right. The bench had a lot to do with it. 46 points tonight. Draymond with the near triple-double. Big-time confidence boost for the rest of this roster, Bully.
Absolutely, and we always talk about the other players when they're not shooting well. What do they do? Steph Curry had 9 rebounds and 6 assists, and he opened up the floor all night long because of the attention the defense was paying to him.
100%. Like we said, it's always going to be nice. Good players have nights like this sometimes, and that's why it's a team sport. Other guys just got to step up. And the one thing I admire about Steph is his demeanor never changes. You know, he's trying to do things on the defensive end. He's trying to make for his players and his guys. So that's the one thing I can really admire about him when he's struggling.
The only negative? David Tedler's stat just went out the window. His favorite stat is done. He's got to look something else up.
What was it, 30? When Steph Curry scores 30, the Warriors are undefeated. Well, guess what? They got to win with Steph Curry not scoring 30. Let's hear from number 30 himself, Steph Curry, the 2-time MVP, on tonight's win and tough shooting night.